here, on my way to see Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Now, the original 1984 Ghostbusters stands alone in a unique genre that successfully mixed comedy and science fiction horror.
Yep.
And that formula hasn't been matched since, as the disappointing 1989 sequel, along with the unwatchable 2016 version, failed miserably.
Ow, that's gonna leave a mark!
You know, that very same year, Netflix exploded with their original series Stranger Things that finally expanded on this formula to new heights. So the trailers for this latest chapter seem to have learned from the success of Stranger Things. Even cast one of its leads from that popular series.
Hey, remember that one summer we died under a table?
The trailers feel like a cross between the 84 Ghostbusters and Stranger Things. That could be awesome, so I'm gonna enter the theater with slightly elevated expectations. And Jason Reitman, the son of the original director Ivan Reitman, wrote and directed this follow-up to the 1989 Ghostbusters, and I'm praying they ignore the 2016 shit show Lady Ghostbusters. Well, that said, the big question that most of us have is, how much Bill Murray are we gonna get?
Close.
You know, after rewatching the 1984 classic, I realize now more than ever that if you remove Bill Murray from that film, it's not all that good.
Why worry? Each of us is wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on his back.
Murray's an original, one of the greatest comedic actors of his generation.
Are either of you, homosexuals?
You mean like flaming, or?
I'm not sure Paul Rudd will be able to light up the screen anywhere near as well, but it's just a hunch.
Is this true?
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
We're going into the film that I've been looking forward to for several years. But as you know, I'm basically impossible to please.
I've said it since day one.
Some call me a miserable prick.
I'm a miserable prick.
The truth is, I'm just not impressed with what Hollywood sells nowadays. And I'll continue to hope for some old-fashioned cinematic entertainment.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Without all the social justice nonsense and overly political messaging stuffed into these films, I just want to have a good time.
What just popped in there? It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
So I'll see you in a couple hours with my useless rants and miserable attitude. For now, Gator, out. What up?
Way better.
It's good. All right, I'm outside now and just left the theater.
Ghostbusters, we're ready to believe you.
I had a good time, I gotta say. Ghostbusters Afterlife. My first reaction was quite good. Now, it wasn't classic, but it was good. Entertaining. That's the word that best describes Ghostbusters Afterlife. If you want to be entertained, if you have a good time, forget about your problems. This film should help. Just come to the movies and escape. See a film that doesn't really mean anything. It's just good old-fashioned fun, a popcorn movie, just like the old days. Let me think about it overnight. I'll give you some more tomorrow. All right, for now, get her out. Bink. And I'm back. A day later and $12 broker. I'm still mostly positive about this film. I have a few issues with a few things, but my guess is that audiences who are looking to have a great time and not focus on the negatives will be really happy with this movie.
I found it in my living room.
The big surprise for me was this young actress, McKenna Grace. She was fantastic and surprisingly the focal point of the story.
Your dad never mentioned this to you?
It's just my mom.
The cast outside of McKenna all did a fine job, highlighted for me with this breakout performance by Logan Kim as Podcast.
You know what this means, right? Your grandfather was a Ghostbuster.
He really shined and reminded me of an old school Steven Spielberg casting. Spielberg used to use the best kids and make the most out of their performances. Logan was really funny and had great chemistry with the young McKenna. Paul Rudd was okay, but I couldn't help but think that this was their attempt to match Bill Murray's character in the film. And honestly, he doesn't even come close.
Hey, buddy.
There's a handful of good moments from him, but to me, nobody holds a candle to the great Bill Murray.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Now, Stranger Things, Finn Wolfhard,
cool name. He was pretty good when he wasn't focused on the girl that he falls for. The two romantic relationships in the film didn't really work in my view, and they rarely ever do in science fiction movies. Did you see that? Oh. I also didn't expect director Jason Reitman to assemble such an exciting and exhilarating action sequence, particularly the Ecto-1 car chase scenes. Whoa! Did you see that? They were a little over the top, but incredibly fun. Maybe the best scenes in the film.
It has a gunner seat?
This from a director best known for dark comedic dramas with little or no action scenes. At just over 2 hours in length, the pacing was a bit slow at times. I felt like they could have moved things along a little faster, maybe chop 15 or so minutes off the runtime. Yeah, that's it. Oh, that was crazy. Also, the story focuses too much on recreating the first film's climax instead of developing its own. It was fun to see so many callbacks, but I would have rather seen something more original for the final showdown. Sometimes Hollywood tries too hard to combine classic film moments into modern films. Here's a rare deleted scene from the 1990 movie Ghost that could have ruined this iconic scene if it was included in the release. Now I'll be going into some slight spoilers here, so I'll give you a moment to decide if you want to step away. We good? Okay. So the original cast comes back at the end of the film to help the kids save the world. This was very predictable, and although it was great to see, it will remind the old school audience how inferior this film is to the original. When Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson start doing their thing, I couldn't help but scream, "What the hell took you so damn long?" They are so awesome in this, and I feel cheated to have waited till the final scene before they arrive on screen. Dan Aykroyd has a small part in the middle of the film, but that was kind of weird to me. Once these guys join forces and Murray kicks in with his sarcastic wit,
"This chick is toast!"
I was smiling ear to ear. Perhaps that was the intent, to build up for that moment, but I wish we would have gotten more of that original cast.
All right, suck in the guts, guys. We're the Ghostbusters.
Now, the last thing I'd like to talk about is the late great Harold Ramis and his character Egon Spengler. This film focused on his research and legacy. Clearly they wanted to make a tribute to their friend who died in 2014 from a rare and horrible disease, leaving fans who had hoped for the team to reunite very sad and disappointed.
And our grandfather left us this creepy old farmhouse in the middle of nowhere.
Ramis actually makes this story very special, and the way it's written around him elevated the drama to a level that makes Ghostbusters Afterlife stand alone in the series as a sweet, heartfelt way to say goodbye to an old friend. If you come away with anything after seeing this film, it might be the amazing way they incorporated Ramis into the story. I might have even shed a tear or two. Some bitch! Oh. So go see Ghostbusters Afterlife and have a great time. Ignore all the minor complaints coming from miserable pricks like myself. Just go and have some fun. We all need it. And see it in the theater so you can come across a real Ghostbuster like I did here at my local cinema.
How was it, Quinn? Now that's rad.
Oh, and be sure to stay through the end credits. There are 2 additional scenes, one of which you can't miss. It's hilarious. Thanks for making it to the end of this review. I'll see you next time. Gator, out.
Watch for new movie reviews and documentary series. Don't forget to subscribe and click on that bell so you know when new reviews arrive.